All right, welcome, young men and women from lovely Kingston, Jamaica. Phil Simborg here. After failing miserably to win the Kingston tournament, but I feel like a proud papa because the winner of the tournament, undefeated for 7 matches, was Kynan Cook, who I'm happy to say is probably the best player, or at least one or two in all of Jamaica. And he's been my student for about a year and a half. And he will tell you he's improved greatly as a result of those lessons. I lost to him in the quarters, and I'm not embarrassed about that at all. And then in the last chance, I lost to Alistair McBeath, who won the last chance, and he's probably either the first or second player in Jamaica, depending on who you talk to. And also, I'm very proud to say my student. In fact, those two are the two main students that I've had in Jamaica for the last couple of years, and they were pretty good players to begin with, but they are clearly the best now, and I won't take a lot of credit for it. I think if they had put in the same time and energy and study with another teacher, they would also become great players. The point is, it does work. You study this game, you learn. So let's study the game. This is a money game. This came up recently, and blue is on roll. And what is the proper cube action here? Should blue double? And if blue doubles, should red take or drop? Let you give it a little bit of thought. Okay, I was red and blue doubled me here. And I must tell you, I did not like seeing this cube. This looks scary. It looks like he's got a lot of very good rolls that make his bar point, make the 5 point, maybe point on me on the 2 point, maybe just cover the bar point and get out. It looks scary, but I know from history and playing out enough positions that I probably have enough to take here because I have the ace point anchor. And because he has this checker back here and some work to do, I think there's enough game left to take. But I tell you, I really wasn't completely sure. And I'll tell you what swung it for me. I have a pretty good rule of thumb that I've learned from 2 or 3 really great players. And that is, if you're not quite sure it's a take, ask yourself, who has the tougher game to play? Because it's quite possible that if this were a drop, according to Extreme Gammon, that would mean it's a drop when an expert is playing an expert, and it's assuming that both sides will play perfectly. Well, this is a game that looks pretty easy for red to play, and blue's got a lot of difficult choices, and there's a lot of rolls here where blue can come out or make a point, or he can hit or make a point, or he can safety up and if he can't make the point, or he can leave some checkers a little bit loose in the outfield that might take a chance. He's got a lot of difficult plays in the next few rolls. Red to me looks pretty simple. He's going to clobber this guy if he stays, get out if he can get out, move up to the 5 point if he can. I think red's plays are pretty much automatic. So that's what really swung it for me. I actually was kind of surprised to find out that it was a very easy take, and I should not have hesitated as much as I did. It would be a 20% error, according to XG, to drop this cube. And I was correct. You don't get gammon that much. 20% gammon isn't terribly, terribly high with 3 checkers back, and that's because, again, there is an anchor, and blue has some work to do, and red could still pop out or even make blue's 5 point. But my theory about blue having the tougher position to play was immediately rewarded because I took the cube and my opponent played double 1 very poorly. That was his role. How would you play double 1? Well, I'm not going to be too critical because I must tell you, I wasn't 100% sure of the right play myself. It's one of the reasons I took a picture of the position. I wanted to know about the cube action and the checker play action. Well, there's certainly a lot of options. You can make the 5 point, you can make the bar point, you can switch and hit to keep him from being active here. And the answer is, everybody knows whenever you can, make the 5 point. And that's what he did, and it was wrong. Should he switch? Switching is a pretty bad play, making the 2-point. Making the bar point is a pretty bad play, I mean the 5-point, partially because you get this horrible stack here and you're giving your opponent 6s and 5s out and allows him to play on this side of the board more, and one of your best hopes for blue, if he can't get out, is that red will crash his board, which is more likely to happen when you make the bar point here. Of course, there's that adage that if you can make the 5-point instead of the 7-point, generally it's right. Well, the word generally is the key word. And as Kit Woolsey says, a lot of times we get bogged down in generalities, or we get bogged down in details, or we focus on just one thing, when it's really the big picture and the overall game plan that really matters here. And our game plan, if you're playing a hitting game, the 5-point would be better, but our game plan right now is to try and prime these checkers, because that's our best chance for blue to win. So game plan and cube action, there's some, I think, very interesting insights here. There's a lot more to work to be done to completely understand this position. If you drop this, or if you didn't double this, or if you played the double 1 wrong, then applaud, because you found out you've got a hole in your game. You found out that there's something you don't know. One of my favorite sayings, you don't know what you don't know. Well, now you know. You know that you don't know how to play the double 1, or don't know the cube action here, or why. So what do you do about that? You look at it and say, oh, okay, next time I'll double this position. Yeah, right. Next time you see this position, let me know. You won't remember it when it happens, and it might not be for 20 years. But you're going to see a lot of positions that are similar in the next month, or a few months or years. You'll see a lot of positions where you can apply whatever lessons you would learn by studying this in more detail. Okay, so I hope you have fun studying this in more detail. If you got it right, congratulations. I think you're one of the few that would get it completely right here. And next week I'm off to Novi, to the wonderful Carol Coles tournament in Novi, Michigan, outside of Detroit, which I'm proud to say I won last year. I'm the defending champion. It's the largest tournament in the United States, and I'm going to win it again. That's my prediction. You heard it here first. I'm also giving a lecture called How the Giants Got That Way, and I'm no expert because I'm not one of the, I consider a Giant to be the top 32, and I'm not ranked in the top 32 by my peers who vote the Giants. I'm in the top 64, but not in the top 32. Someday maybe. But why am I qualified to give the lecture? Because I've interviewed a lot of Giants and gotten their input, and I just put it together into, I think, an interesting presentation. So come to Novi and listen to the presentation. I'll see you there. Phil Simborg for the USBGF, signing off from Jamaica. Oh, by the way, I saw a lovely thing for the first time in my life today, a cricket game. And I'll tell you, the description of a cricket game is absolutely correct. It's like baseball on Valium. And I really did fall asleep. Okay, signing off. Bye-bye.